Hello students, this video is to help you pass quiz 1.08 Commutative and Associative Properties quiz. Please take out a piece of paper, put the title at the top, notes for 1.08, copy down everything in this video, pause it whenever you need to. There will be 8 problems, so please make sure you get all 8 of them. Here is problem number 1. What is missing for the following quantity to be true? Notice that they have 11 plus 1 plus 2, and there's parentheses. I recommend that you always put a line down your equal sign so you can look at this clearer. And you'll see that it says 11 plus 1 plus 2, and the parentheses have moved, and you notice that the 1 and the 2 are still there, but you're missing something in the front. And so if you look here, the 11 was in the front, and then it was 1 and 2. So the 11 is what's missing. That is your answer. So pick the first one. Question number 2. What number sentence shows the associative property of addition? Please copy that down. The associative property of addition can be seen by keeping the numbers or letters in the same exact spot. And the only thing that's different is the parentheses. They moved. So we're looking for addition. Number 1 cannot be the answer because it has multiplication in it. So let's not pick that one. Number 2 has addition. Let's see what happens on number 2, on the second answer choice. The second answer choice has 11z plus 9p plus 11z. Notice that the 11z and the 9p switched places. The 11z used to be first, and now it's last. That's not the associative property. Everything has to be in the same order in order for it to be the associative property. Let's look at the third answer choice. It says 7 plus 8 plus 6. And then on the other side, it has the same exact order. 7 plus 8 plus 6. The only thing that changed here was the parentheses. First it was hugging the 8 and the 6, and then it moved, and in the second part it's hugging the 7 and the 8. That's the associative property. Pick that one. The last answer choice has 17 plus 11 plus 3. And then on the other side, it has 17 plus 11 plus 3. But now the parentheses are hugging the 11 and the 3. The parentheses moved, and everything else stayed in the same spot. 17, 11, 3, 17, 11, 3. This is another example of the associative property. So pick that answer choice as well. Both of them are answers. Be careful when it says choose all that apply. You have to look at every single answer choice because there might be more than one. So we have 3a. Oh, again, always start by putting the line down your equal sign. So we have 3a, and then we have a 3a on the other side. Okay, and then we have a 5, and we have a 5 on the other side as well. So what are we missing? Well, hopefully it's obvious to you that we are missing the 4y. And that's what goes in the box, 4y. So pick that answer choice. Question number 4. Which number sentence shows the commutative property of addition? In order to get this one right, you have to know what the commutative property of addition is. So please write down this definition. The commutative property of addition states that the order that you add two things does not matter. So what you have first can be swapped and can be put last. You just change their location. So let's look at the first one. 9 plus 3 equals 12. That's not really switching anything or moving anything. It's just a regular old math fact. So that's not the commutative property. Don't pick that one. For the second one says 11 plus 7. And then if you look at the equal sign, that's what's separating this. Then they changed it. They put the 7 first and then the 11 last. That's the commutative property. Pick that one. All right, let's move on to question number 5. Question number 5 asks you to use the associative property of multiplication. So here is the definition again. The associative property of multiplication can be seen when the order of the things being multiplied, they stay the same, and the only thing that's different is that the parentheses move. So look at the first one. You started off with 5 9x, and the 9x is being hugged in the parentheses. Look for something that still has 5 9x in that order and just the parentheses moved. It can't be the first one, there's a plus sign, and this is all about multiplication. The second one might be it. Let's look at the second one. It says 9 5x. That's not right because the original said 5 9x, so that has to stay the same, 5 9x. The next one says 45, that's not right. And the last one says 5 9x. It kept everything in the same exact order, the 5 first, the 9 second, and the x last. The only thing that changed is the parentheses. They used to be hugging the 9x, but now in this answer, we see the parentheses hugging the 5 and the 9. That's the associative property. The only thing that changed was the parentheses. Pick that answer choice. The next question is about the commutative property. So let's review what the commutative property is. The commutative property states that the order that you add or multiply two things does not matter. You can switch them. If it was first, you could then make it last. So what we have here is 3 plus 4 times 9. Think of it like two pieces. That whole parentheses piece, think of it like it's together and it's one piece. So what you're looking for is when they switch this. When did they put the 9 piece first and the 3 plus 4 piece last? Look at your answer choices. When did that happen? Well, that happened on the very first one. Notice how the 9 is first, and then the parentheses piece, 3 plus 4, that's last. So the answer is the first one. Here are your last two questions. Question number 7. Use the associative property to identify which expression is equal to 54 times 12 times 2x. Remember that the associative property is when everything stays in the same order, 54, 12, 2x. That has to stay the same. The only thing that's moving is the parentheses. Answer choice number 1 can't be it because they didn't change anything. It's exactly the same. The second answer choice has 54 times 12 times 2 in parentheses, and then the x is separate. That is actually your answer. Let's talk about why. Look at the original problem, 54 times 12 times 2x. It still stayed in that order in the answer. Look at the second answer. It's exactly the same order, 54 times 12 times 2 times x. The only thing that's different is that the parentheses are hugging different things. On the original problem, the parentheses were hugging each individual piece. But on the second answer, the parentheses are hugging the first, second, and third number, and then the x's separately. So only the parentheses moved, everything else stayed the same. So that's your answer. Question number 8, the last one. It says use the commutative property of multiplication to identify which expression is equivalent to 11 times 3 times x. Remember, the commutative property states that the order that you multiply things doesn't matter. So this is the one where it's not the parentheses that move, it's the actual numbers that move. So whoever was first can be last, whoever was last can be first, so they're just moving around. Look at the answer choices. Which one shows that the 11 moved from being first to being somewhere else? And the 3 moved from being in the middle to being somewhere else? And the x moved, or could have moved, from being last to being something else. The only answer choice that did this was answer choice number 3, the third one, because the 3 and the 11 switched places. The 3 used to be in the middle, now it's first. The 11 used to be first, now it's in the middle. So choose that one. And we are done with this video. Please take the test 1.08. I hope you pass it, and make sure you write down your score on this paper that you've been taking notes on. Thank you.